It was my birthday recently, and for some reason, I've really been drawn to getting a couple of statues kind of on the cheaper side just for my collection. Which is to say that for my birthday, I got for myself a Lex Luthor statue and a Mr. Perfect statue. We're going to be looking at Luthor today, but Mr. Perfect, he's going to be coming before too long. From DC Collectibles, this was the DC Comics Icons Lex Luthor. Basically, they did a series of statues for DC characters a few years back. You can see on the side just another version of Luthor, and then you can see they also did Deadshot and Deathstroke. Another Luthor. Eric Sosa was the sculptor of this statue. And the big thing here was it kind of coincided with the Forever Evil storyline, which is why they went with this particular design of Luthor. Overall, one of my favorite designs, Luthor, probably my favorite DC villain, probably my second favorite comic book villain after Magneto, so I'm kind of excited to actually take a look at him. My first thoughts really are just how striking this statue is. It stands a little under 11 inches tall, has a wonderful pose of Luthor looking at a shard of kryptonite. The paint looks great throughout, the sculpting is incredibly solid. I really love the varying shades of green and purple you have throughout the entire body armor. It looks really good from a distance. Alongside that, the thing that really captivated me when I first saw the box was the head sculpt. Sadly, it might have looked better on the box. Let's just say that this is a statue that looks best from certain angles. From this angle, Luthor looks spectacular, but then you turn him and you start to see the black spots on the nose and the chin. That's just an issue with mine. I guess it wasn't packed properly. It was still sealed, so it's not like this was ever repacked. The only issue was, I guess it just was improperly put into the styrofoam. Even still, the actual portrait, the face, looks fine. Alongside that, I will point out this very strange detail. There are freckles and pimples and moles all over his scalp. You can especially see them under these lights. I actually thought that these were defects of the figure. They are not defects. That's how this Luthor is supposed to look. So, there is that. Even with my misgivings about the head, the body really does look incredibly nice. I especially love the chest design and the big shoulder pads that lead into the arm gauntlets. If I had one major complaint aside from the issues with the head, it's that kryptonite shard. So it looks good from this angle, but then as soon as you see it from the side, it's almost like a 2D image. I guess this is just a way that they tried to save a little bit of money, but I don't know, man. I would have preferred the kryptonite shard to look a little bit fuller, a little bit more, I don't know, nice. Also, not to be weird, but Luthor has a dumpy. And I'm just saying, this is a metal armor, which means he designed a voluptuous ass for himself in the armor, and then probably had some minimum wage employee actually sculpt that piece of his armor. Just saying, that's how Luthor rolls, I guess. Look, I'm not, nor have I ever been, a statue person. I understand that $100 for a statue isn't really anything. It's a big ticket expense for someone like me, who usually taps out around $40 for one figure, but I understand that this is not the highest quality Luthor statue on the market. But it still caught my eye, and even with the issues I'm having with it, a lot of those issues disappear when they're not under harsh lights. I really do enjoy this Luthor. It's one of my favorite Luthors in my collection now, and I'm kind of happy that this was what I got for myself for my birthday. So, with all that said, I don't know if I would recommend this Lex Luthor, especially since it being a statue, that's not really an area I have enough expertise to guess if this is good or bad. All I'll say is, I think it came out very well for what I would be looking for. And there's worse ways to spend $70, so with all that said, good on you, Luthor.